In this demonstration, we're going to show 4 different reports that are quite important for any IT service team. The first one is our capacity flow diagram. The focus of this report is to show a day-by-day view of how many tickets were opened versus how many tickets were resolved. So very simple data entry in the project key for your service desk, a start and the end date to time box the report, the issue types that you want to include, as well as this concept of capacity. It's basically an understanding of how many tickets, based on historical data, that you believe your service desk team can complete and resolve in one single day. So I'm going to say our capacity is 20. Now this is going to be a line chart recipe, and it's going to show 3 different lines. The first line is going to be that capacity line. It's the black line in the middle. So you'll see it's sitting at 20, and that's our capacity line. The red line is the number of tickets that were opened per day. So the idea here is you want to look for spikes and dips, because if we're opening more tickets than we think our service desk team can resolve, then we want to go research as to what those tickets are and see if there is actually a reason for concern. The blue line is our resolve line. So for here, what we're looking for is how many tickets did we resolve per day? Was it close to the number that were open per day? Granted, this is a high-level view, so we don't know how many of these tickets that were opened need to be escalated, what systems that they were reported on, etc. But it gives you an idea as to how many tickets your service desk is opening versus how many tickets they are resolving. You get a more detailed view with our expanded view, to where you could see the day-by-day view, the number of tickets opened, and the number of tickets resolved with hyperlinks. The next report is a stacked area chart. So this is one of our standard reports where you can report off of any project, any field, any issue type. What I want to report off of is, over the last 2 weeks, how many tickets do we have in each status for our incident workflow? So project key, the field that we're going to report off of is status. If I wanted to do a custom field, I could. I just select custom, and I type the custom field in here. My time period I'm going to do is 2 weeks. My issue type is incident. Do I want to include unresolved and resolved issues? So I'm going to select false because I want resolved and unresolved. And I have the option to enter some additional JQL filtering if I want to. I'm going to leave that blank for now. So this is going to give me a stacked area chart where you're going to see day by day the number of tickets per status per day in my incident workflow. And you'll see the different colors representing the statuses down here. And then I have an expanded view where I can click and I can see the day by day, the statuses up here, the number of tickets per status per day with hyperlink. So the next one is our problem timeline. So the idea with this report is to show a timeline of events from when the first incident was reported on a time that's linked to a problem, all the way through problem resolution. So all I have to enter is the key to the issue of the problem. And this is going to give me one of our in context looking timeline reports. And it's custom to that specific problem itself. So you'll see at 6:30, 6:35, the first incident was reported. And you can see you get a bunch of different metadata as well for that incident. And then you can click this expanded view and you get a list of all of the incidents that were reported that are linked to that problem. So you'll see we have 6 incidents that were reported. The next one is our problem ticket. So about 7:30, we created a ticket because we understood there was a problem. And you'll see they got the created date and resolved date there as well. And then at about 9:20 or so, we identified the root cause. And the root cause is basically, it's a field that comes in the problem issue out of the box with Jira Service Desk. So once we enter a value into that field, which you see here, then it's going to create an event and plot it on a timeline. And then about right after that, we create a change request. So this change request is linked to this problem. And you see we get all of the out of the box change request fields like change type, reason, risk, change start date, change completion date. And then once the change request is approved, right around 10:20, we created a story inside of the development team's backlog. So you'll see you get a hyperlink to the story, you get the sprint information for when the story is going to be worked on, the fixed version for when it's going to be released, and the create and resolve date. And then all the way over here at about 4:45 or so, the story was released. And then at about 4:50 or so, the problem was resolved. So it gives you a comprehensive view from when the first incident was reported against the problem all the way through problem resolution. So the last of these four reports is a bar chart. So this is another one of our standard reports, but what I want to report off of are the number of open incidents by source. And the source is basically the means to which we are receiving the ticket. The idea here is we want to understand how many, or what is our most common source to which we are receiving tickets that are not being submitted by the portal. So you'll see project key, the field we're going to enter is a custom field for source. And then the issue type is incident. And the data type we're going to use is issue count. And we're going to do only unresolved issues with no additional JQL filtering. So you'll see here what we'll have is a bar chart. Each bar will be a source type. So you'll see customer, email, monitoring systems, other, phone, and vendor technical. And then here you get the number of issues per source. And you can see I can hover over it and get that number as well. And then you get the expanded view where I get the list of different sources, as well as the number of tickets open, incidents open, and hyperlink. So that concludes the demo of four really important tickets or really important reports for any IT service desk, to include our capacity flow diagram, a stacked area chart, a problem timeline, and a bar chart.